Lesson 4.4 is using the partial quotients algorithm strategies. Our objective is to provide practice with strategies for the partial quotients algorithm. You can go back to lesson 4.2 to find examples on how to use partial quotients. And there are some examples here of dividing 185 divided by 8. You can see that there are multiple ways to divide using partial quotients, but your answer should be the same. The answer in each problem is 23, remainder 1. Another way is using our friendly numbers. And you can see here that they broke down 185 into some friendly parts to get the same number, or the same answer. Today I want to show you another way that you can divide. We're going to use the same problem, 185 divided by 8. And this time I'm going to ask myself, can 8 go into 1? No. How many 8s can go into 18? Well, there would be 2, because 2 times 8 is 16. And now if I subtract, there are 2 left over. I'm going to bring down my next digit. So now I ask how many 8s are in 25. Well, 8 times 3 is 24. And again, I subtract and have 1 left over. My answer is 23, remainder 1. Okay, let's take a look at another division problem, but this time we'll use a 2-digit number. So in the problem, 2,815 divided by 43. I'm going to begin by asking the same questions. How many 43s can go into 2? None. How about into 28? Still none. How about into 281? Now I know 43 can go in there, but I have to figure out how many times. So I can use my mental math strategies. I know that 40 would go into 280 about 7 times. But that would be just a little too much, I think. So let's try 43 times 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25. That gets me pretty close. So I'm going to use some guess and check and do some work here to find out that it goes in 6 times. And if I multiply 6 times 43, it's 258. Now I subtract. So I'll have to do a little borrowing. I'm going to borrow from my neighbor. So this becomes a 7 and 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. 7 minus 5 is 2. And 2 minus 2 is 0. I bring down the next digit. Now, 43 times 6 was 258. And that would be too much if I only needed 235. So let's try 43 times 5 this time. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Okay, so it goes in 5 times. 5 times 43, we found out is 215. I'll subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0. 3 minus 1 is 2. And 2 minus 2 is 0. 20 is my remainder. Sometimes you will get larger numbers for remainders, but as long as it's smaller than the number you're dividing by, it's okay to have a large remainder.